Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good to have you here. Paul China here with the one and only HebaH.
Hey.
Yay, first time here.
Yes, first time. Super excited. It's nice to meet everybody virtually.
Yes, good to meet you. We have, we can see your names there. Thomas, Matthias, Michael in the house.
Peter. Hey, Peter.
Oh, Peter, yeah.
Yeah.
You know Peter.
Yeah.
Is he in San Diego?
He is in San Diego,
Okay.
yes.
I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself because that's where you currently live. Yeah?
Yes.
I don't know if, I know we actually have a slide all about you. I'm just really excited to be hanging out with you for the next 3 days.
I'm so excited.
This is really cool. 2 hours today. In fact, we're going to kind of click through the schedule real fast, if you don't mind, because it's going to be really fun. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So this week on Adobe Live, we have, of course, HebaH's with us this morning, 9 to 11 Pacific time, and we have a special project she's going to talk about. Katie Wyman as well with Sarah Stewart, and Sarah Raj will be with us 1 to 3. So basically 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. all user experience, user interface design, and so hang out with us that whole time would be awesome. But especially this morning, and we want to welcome you. Regardless of where you're from, let us know where you're from. We're just happy to have you with us. So give HebaH a warm welcome. We have the daily challenges as well, as you can see. We have daily challenges for 2 days, and then on the third day we have portfolio reviews. So get involved in these daily challenges. You can select the challenge tab right here on behance.net/live. Hopefully you're there and not on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, thank you for being there, but jump over and you'll see everything about that theme that we'll get into in a little bit. But check out that challenge because it's all about the World Cup. So those are the challenges, day 1 and day 2. Day 3 is you take whatever you created, roll that into a portfolio, and we get to do portfolio reviews on Thursday, which is really fun.
So we get to critique people?
Yeah, but we got to be nice.
Okay.
We got to be nice.
We'll be very nice, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Honestly, I feel like you learn more when you make mistakes. That's when you're growing the most, is when you're kind of like, you need that advice. That's when you're growing the most. If it's an awesome portfolio, there's really nothing to say almost.
And then who says that it's a mistake? Maybe it's just the new trend.
Maybe it is the new trend and we're just old and not with it anymore. Story of my life. But I want to hear about you, and I'm so thankful that you're here. So this is going to be good. I don't know if we can kind of switch over to you and we can have you talk about yourself.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So my name is HebaH. I'm a user experience designer. I work usually in product, so building apps, whether it's web or mobile. And my background is actually an architecture and then graphic design. And then I'm a self-taught UX designer. I'm also a mom of 2. I've been married for almost 11 years now.
Nice.
So that's a long time.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I basically am a full-time mom, full-time working woman. So you guys can do it all if you set your mind to. And then in my free time, I basically host a video podcast. And it's about how culture influences design. And answering the question of how does your heritage, tradition, and culture influence the way that you problem solve? And it's all about, diversity, being inclusive, and then how do we promote diversity in teams? Also, recently, I actually started mentoring and up-and-coming designers, young professionals, and I'm working with AIGA San Diego to start a mentorship program. So I currently have a focus group, and we focus on, UX education and how do you get into a design career.
Which is important. You said you were self-taught, and I feel like, you tell me, but when you were got into UX and UI design, there was really no place that you can really go to learn, I take it. Was that kind of the situation?
Yeah. So basically, I had to read a lot of articles. I had to do online workshops. I had to read a lot of books, which is really good because UX is all about psychology and understanding of humans and people. And I'm so curious and I really want to learn about people. So it was kind of like a natural progression, design meeting understanding people.
You find out that you are like a people person. Like you wouldn't necessarily want to be stuck behind a computer the whole time.
Oh my God. So I reached out to Katie, who was going to be on at 11, and we met for the first time yesterday, and we actually spent the whole day together. So
awesome.
You know, I'm kind of an extrovert, but I became an extrovert. I started off as an introvert. So you can actually...
yeah, same here. Yeah, go ahead.
No, for sure. And yeah, if you know, curiosity, asking questions, being nice to people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
Well, we appreciate you, everyone. Ansie's in the house. Good to see you here. Clamarmick as well. And we saw Peter Del Tondo, which is a really nice guy as well. Just
That's
really
awesome.
good. I think in this industry, honestly, you honestly, we our guests for these UX and UI streams, I'm biased, but are fantastic.
Oh my
Because
God.
again, you're interested in people and how people interact with things, and you're just naturally like fun to talk to. So we appreciate having you here, and not only that, taking that and extending it into UX education for others, and doing your. I know you're also on YouTube, and you know, have your own channels as well.
yeah.
So that's super cool.
You ready to talk about what we're gonna do today?
Oh yeah.
Does anybody know what we're gonna do today?
I don't think anybody knows.
think
Somebody does
anybody
back there.
knows.
Back there. You in the first row here.
All right, so today we're actually gonna build an app for a game, and this game people were obsessed with. What is it? A couple years ago?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It hit, and then yeah.
But we're gonna be building a different version of it. So if you guys are ready, this is what we're working on. We're gonna build a card trading app for Pokemon. If anybody in the chat is a fan of Pokemon, please type it in and type in what Pokemon are you a fan of, and which character do you mostly relate with.
That's
and
so cool. Yeah.
aren't you excited?
I am excited. I totally am. I mean, look at the visuals. Like we get to play with Pokemon the next 3. Like is that the plan for the next 3
For
days?
the next 3 days.
Awesome.
Yeah, basically. So we're gonna build the experience for a Pokemon card trading app, and I'm just gonna tell you guys where this idea came from, and basically this is it. What'd you do, Mama? Why, honey? Why'd you do that? Go pick it up. Pick it all up, Mom. Pick it up, handsome. Gabe. He completely ignored me. So, Pokemon cards have taken over my house. They are under my rugs, in the couches, in the laundry, in pockets. They are everywhere in my kitchen, and literally, it's a whirlwind of cards. And it's unfortunate because some of them are collectible. So if you are familiar what Pokemon cards are, some of them are like basic cards, and then some are EXs, and those are like the super fancy, like super strong ones.
So
and
what are they? The X?
EX versions. I got schooled by my kid this
Look
weekend.
at this.
So if
Can we
we
switch
can,
to this camera? Yeah. Do you mind?
yeah, of course.
Look at that. Because that card stands out.
So this is an EX card, and it's like super fancy, and then it has health of 180, and then the attack is 120, which is like super intense.
Compared
and then
to like Pikachu.
compared to like Pikachu, who is like one of the favorites, the highest attack is like 30, and then his health is like 60. So basically the cards should look like this. But unfortunately, what happens is they end up looking like this,
Folded up, like I'm gonna take this with me to school. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fold it up and put it in my little pocket that goes right here, which really isn't really a pocket.
Yeah,
Or
exactly. And then, they get lost. My kid loves to take him to school because they get to battle in school, and they get lost or they get destroyed. And I know a lot of people who end up like sealing them or, placing, making them nice and protected. But then if you start stacking those, I have like over 100 cards at home. If you start stacking those, like where are you gonna put them, right? So today we worked on, we're gonna be working on building an app so we can digitize this. And the first step is understanding who our user is. And my target audience is gonna be my 8-year-old son And the first thing that I did, I conducted a user interview. Hi, Aiden.
Hi.
I have a few questions for you.
What? What's your questions?
So I want to ask you about playing Pokemon cards. Can you tell me what you like about playing Pokemon cards?
The thing I like about playing Pokemon cards is that you can play with other people, and you might be able to play with your friends. And if you're playing like on the phone or stuff, you get to play against other people that you don't know. And maybe if you're super lucky, you could play with one of your friends.
Oh, cool. Well, would it be nice to find your friend?
Yeah, I would actually.
How do you think it would be? How would you be able to find your friend if you were playing on the phone?
Well, they should have like a little section with and it says friends, and you could search up your friend's name, and it would show you, and then you could play with your friend, and it would say to your friend, would you like to accept or denial this friend battle?
Cool. So you would want to be able to battle them on the phone?
Yeah, that would be fun too.
Do you think it would be a good idea to show your cards, your Pokemon cards, to friends?
Well, I think that you should show the ones that you want to trade, but not the ones you want to use in battle.
Why is that?
Well, because if you ever battle them, they would know what Pokemon you would use, and then that would be in a disadvantage because if they would see what the weakness is. If it hits the weakness, it does a lot of damage.
Cool. Thank you, Aiden.
You're welcome.
So you guys can see that already, this was impromptu, right? But we already identified a few things. We identified a problem, the fact that he wants to play with his friend, but if you're super lucky, you'd be able to play with your friend. And because now they can't play Pokemon cards at school, they ban them.
Oh no!
So how do we get him to play with his friends? He wants to play with them. So if we can create a way where he can connect with his friends and then play with them digitally, that would be super, super awesome and super lucky. Another thing that we identified from this interview is when you want to showcase what cards that you have, you don't want to showcase all the cards that you have, because if somebody knows what is in your deck, then they will know what to put in their deck so that they can challenge you and beat you. So the only thing that you want to showcase are the cards that you want to trade. So, the purpose of user interviews is to identify the purpose of, the app, and identify how it's being used right now, and then identify what is the need, what do you need from the app itself. So let's switch.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That is really good. And it was funny because he was kind of looking down. It's like he was drawing it in the air. Like,
Right.
you know how you accept or denial the person?
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So, and we were talking about this earlier today, just like, you also might not be the audience for what you're building. So you have to you got to conduct these, user interviews and just ask around if things make sense or not, or just kind of find the consensus for whatever objective you're trying to do.
So this is a win-win situation, right? It's a win for me because I can get rid of all the different cards. And it's a win for him because he gets to play with his friends and he doesn't have to be looking for the cards, right? Because no matter how much I tell him pick up the cards, I've even come up with a rule. If it's on the floor, it's in the garbage.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah.
You better not do that with my Charizard or my Swampert.
So to them, like, even though that's like a kind of a threat, but he can't keep up, especially since his younger brother is 2 years old and he copies everything that he does, and to him he's gonna go and steal it and try to like stash it somewhere. So this way we can keep all the different cards in one spot. We can connect him with his friends, and he can play virtually.
I like it.
I'm so glad.
Good. So let us know what you think. Again, we're going to be tackling basically making it sort of, are you thinking sort of an app or like desktop, like browser experience? What are you thinking?
I think an app would be best because my son, he actually just got his first iPad, which is kind of mine because I wanted Procreate, so I got the pencil too.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he usually, when we're traveling, is usually using my phone or my husband's phone. So that's definitely the environment that we're going to build the product in. And when I was doing competitive analysis, that's another UX term, if you guys want to look that up. Basically what I found is multiple apps that are very motion graphic heavy, and they take up a lot of space on your phone or your iPad or whatever it is. And I didn't find anything for the phone. So I found for the tablet and the desktop, but I didn't find anything for the phone. And another thing, one of the things that I got references from is if you go to like Pokemon.com/TCGo, it's basically that's their trading card game, but I didn't see enough of the trading part. It's more about the gamification. So it's more of like an animation. You go into an arena and you battle some random person. You don't get to choose. It's not, we're trying to kind of have a social aspect for it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And specifically like with your friends as well.
Yeah.
How would they collect cards? So these are like, I'm glad you guys are asking these questions. Like how do you collect them? Can you purchase them? I'm sure you'll create a whole Bitcoin system. No, I'm just joking. But,
yeah. How do you buy them? No.
We like this because we're kind of gonna be like working through this as well.
Yeah.
Like to some degree, right?
Yes, for sure.
So we need your help, and also let's not forget. I want to also make sure I mention the challenge that's going on. So you can always click the challenge tab, and as we're working on Pokemon, feel free, since the World Cup has started, just go ahead. We invite you to create and share a 1+ screen landing page, so like a web page for the World Cup 2018. Mobile or web experience. So you could use placeholder images, use really anything you want, and essentially as long as it's at least one screen, World Cup centric, and then just submit through the form, and we will be reviewing those in about probably about 60 minutes. Yeah.
Who's excited
75 minutes. Yeah.
Who's excited about the World Cup? What teams are you guys following?
Oh, that's a whole other thing.
Oh, right.
I'm rooting for Charizard. No, I'm sorry. Oh, wrong. I'm rooting for Charizard for World Cup. He's gonna win it. I don't know if it's like a woman or a man, or if he or she or what. I don't know, but we want to hear this. Sweden will win them all. Yeah, we're gonna get into this. Mexico, Enrique, good. Mexico, they just beat Russia.
So I'm not like great with sports, but I hear the name Kaka get thrown around.
No cussing. We don't really allow cussing on the stream, so I'm gonna have to watch. You just made that up. No, just kidding.
I didn't know it, I swear.
If you do know that, let us know. Yeah, France in the house. We're Iran. Yes. I got to take a look at the schedule to see when everybody's playing. I don't know whose team could be playing right now for all I know. If there is, stay here with us, by the way.
Yes.
We would appreciate that for the next 3 days. Would be awesome. So, good full day, by the way. Katie? Is that... Oh, okay,
that
so
is Katie,
and yes, we have Katie Wyman. I've not met her, but we have a full day of awesome people, and she just walked in, but you'll see her in about 90 minutes or so. So this is good times. Looks like you have a whole... What is this? A whole...
This is another way that you can use Adobe. Basically, you can put all your notes in here. It's just really awesome. So what I did was, this is kind of like my hodgepodge research. I'm trying to understand what are, the needs what do we need? What are some of the things that we need in this app? What are the things that my target user needs? So we've identified that he needs to be able to connect with friends. He needs to be able to showcase what cards he wants to trade. He needs to be able to access the Pokédex, which is basically the database that has all the different Pokémons in. If you guys know how many Pokémons there are in total, type that in the chat. I know.
I have no idea.
I know.
There's probably so many.
I know. Oh my God.
Pokemon are there? And have you caught them all?
Have you caught them all? Yeah, so we also, since it's an app and it's he's going to need to have his own profile. And then it would be nice to see what his friends are doing, kind of make it a little bit more social. So who traded what, who made some cards up for trade, who's battling who. So that's another thing that we need to have in the app, is a way for the user to kind of battle their friends. And then this is where we kind of can integrate new technology, right? So some of the new technology that's being integrated in today's products are augmented reality. So maybe we can think of ways of how to incorporate that in our app. And then the next thing is machine learning and artificial intelligence. So how can we make our app smart using artificial intelligence? So those are things that I actually have to think about in my day job, so that we can make something as mundane as, money transaction be a little bit more smart and evolved, right? So basically these are my notes, and based off of my notes, we're gonna start building the app. Before I start working on the desktop, there's a few things that I need to do. So I've done my research, and I learned what's the anatomy of the Pokemon cards, so that I know if you can switch to the GoPro. I had to study this, because when I look at this card, it's just a bunch of information. Oops.
Yep.
It's just a bunch of information. It's just a lot of text, a lot of, visual design. It looks really cool, but at the same time, I don't understand what any of this means. So I had to learn the anatomy of the card. We see the health, we see the type, the name, a picture of it, the different attacks. How much do they hit, and then what's its weakness. So how can we represent this information digitally, where it can be easy to read and easy to digest, especially for children. What I want to showcase to you guys is the next step that I usually do is basically I go to sketching. I try my best to solve problems in my sketchbook as much as possible. So this is not for this current app, but it is part of my process. And what I like to do is I like to wireframe, and for each idea, I like to type up what is, if it's a positive or if it has a negative, I mark it with red. I try to make it as detailed as possible, because I'm trying to solve as many problems as possible before I go onto the computer.
Do you still need that? Do you still need that or no? Wireframe.
Oh, yes, please. That would be great. Yes. Okay. So, and then after I basically do my wireframing, I go and I build the information architecture. So from the starting point, where do we go next? We can switch back to my screen. And where do we go next? There's a flow, there's multiple user flows. Do we need to start from, the sign-in page, or do we need to start with features? Do we need to create an MVP? What's gonna be in our MVP? And if you guys don't know what an MVP is, it's the minimum viable product. And basically that's the least amount of features that you can create in order for this product to function, right? So for right now, what we need is basically, we need a friends newsfeed tab, a search tab, so a friends, tab where you can see what their updates are, a search tab where you can search for friends, cards up for trade, the Pokédex, and what live games are actually happening, and then a play tab where you can actually battle your friends. And finally, a profile section, and the profile is going to have multiple views. One is going to be you looking at your own profile. Another one is going to be you looking at somebody else's profile. And I was going to introduce a trainer profile, but you have your teammate. So if you guys watch Pokemon, you know that Ash has, you know, a few like entourage, like friends that are with him throughout his journey. So that's his team. And as I was learning about, you know, the game, basically 2 people can battle 2 people, 3 people can battle 3 people, so you have your own team. But for a minimal viable product, I don't think that this will be like we'll make it to the cut. I feel like this would be like phase 2, you know, the next release. But for right now, those are basically the tabs that we're going to be focusing on.
Yeah, can you zoom in on those tabs that you're gonna focus on, just so we can read that a little better? Yep. Friends newsfeed. So friends, search, and play. And I like that. Super simple, right?
Yes.
That's kind of all I want to do. So that's perfect. And I think it was mentioned earlier that I think there were originally 150 Pokemon. And then I saw as high as 802 is what Peter Del Tondo said.
802
somebody said 807. I don't know. But over 800 Pokemon these days. So if we could have somebody just kind of list out all of the Pokemon. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah, that would
we
be funny.
already have it. If you want to do something, participate in the challenge. And correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, as we get into XD, we actually have an update to Adobe XD today. So I'm just kind of refreshing, and essentially it's going to be really fun to kind of dive into some new features in Adobe XD.
Features that I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
The fact that they're within the app is pretty awesome. You don't need a third-party app, which is really cool. Are you going to announce them, or are we going to wait?
We are going to, we're going to announce them. I'm just going to make sure that they appear in my on my desktop. So yeah, we'll talk about those. I think what we could do is I can kind of highlight a few of them.
Okay.
And then I think you need to send that wireframe. Gus didn't get that email.
Oh, you didn't get it? Okay.
So just kind of switch over to my screen if you could. This is going to be cool. So again, you could update Adobe XD, and again, should just be update, just like you see there. And some of the updates that everyone is excited about is the fact that you can have elements, like I could have this top bar, for instance, pinned, so it could have a fixed position right over here. With it selected, you can see fixed position right here, right? So it's not gonna scroll away, and that could be anywhere, which is awesome. Another thing that you can have is you can have an overlay. So again, I'm just keeping this really simple. Say for instance, we did a search or something, and we want a keyboard to pop up, or basically we selected a button, and then we want this to pop up over this. Well, that's going to be in prototype. This button will click here, and then this is what I'm talking about. Overlay is the second feature that you should have today as well. So, and again, if you click off of that canvas, it will dissolve back. That's only a couple of them. There's like math calculations in a lot of the properties fields, password protection, you know, you can crop and trace. We have image fills actually now. We have better support for Photoshop and Sketch, image fill support in there as well. File recovery, because I know my machine crashed yesterday and I needed that. So anyways, number of features.
Do you know what feature I'm really excited about that is probably like a very, very small thing, but it makes such a huge impact?
What's that?
The text resizing little handle button thing.
I know, right?
It's so
how
cool.
you can,
like,
down at the bottom. Yeah.
It's so easy. Oh my God, it makes life so much easier.
I know. And then you're really aware of it when you're in other apps. Like you'll be in Photoshop, and I'm like, or Illustrator, and you're like, oh, I gotta resize this differently, and yeah. I like those on object controls.
Plus, it's so easy to like learn. I mean, if you use Illustrator and Photoshop, the shortcuts are very similar, and it doesn't take that long to pick up, which is really interesting.
Yeah.
But it definitely is a differentiator. I'm not going to talk about the repeat grid tool because I'm pretty sure everybody knows about that, and like that is a game changer, especially when it comes to efficiency. Like, we're going to be building something in about an hour, right?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. So we're going to get started. And the first thing I would like to do is pick an artboard. And
Ooh,
usually...
we will pick an artboard.
Oh, what?
But I got something else we could pick.
What?
We could just pick a winner because we're diving into Chat and Win.
Oh my
This is where
God.
we give away something very special. Actually, something from you. So let's dive into Chat and Win right now. All right, so welcome back, everyone. Yes, if you want to enter Chat and Win, you just have to submit this very long form. I think it's about 3 pages on very personal information. No, just kidding. You just do what you're doing, which is just chat.
Yes.
We have to make sure somebody's at the other end of that keyboard so we could draw that name. And so you hear your name, potentially, if we pull it. So, and if you're nice to Gus and Paco. I don't know if there could be lots of shady stuff going on, lots of money exchanging hands, Bitcoin. I'm kidding.
My God.
So much shadiness. No, there's not any. Trust me. You're doing great. Look at see how fast
cool.
chat is
I love
moving?
that. That's crazy. Oh my God. There's people from all over the world, right? I've seen people from Iran. Just so you guys know, I'm actually originally, I grew up in Jordan. So if anybody is watching from Jordan, let me know. Also,
We'll try to catch it in chat, seeing how fast it's going.
It's flying
A warm
by.
welcome, of course, to, I saw Lex Valishvili has been a guest of ours. I saw Alyssa here as well. Just some past streamers that have been with us. There's Lex.
and they haven't even seen what the prize is.
They haven't yet.
Look at that.
We are going to show the prize and then we will announce the winner. So let's go ahead and check out what the prize is today.
So we're gonna be giving away a 11 or 17 by 11 poster each day for the next 3 days. Those posters are made by DKNG. And they are a design agency who builds really awesome illustrations. What's really cool about those illustrations, those posters, they are actually in my background, in my mini corner of the internet. So they used to be in my set.
Okay.
And now you guys get to own them.
Very cool. So, very super nice prints from DKNG, 1 a day for the next 3 days. We're going to give away one now to our special winner. I'll let you do the honor. It is
Carrie G. Congratulations.
yay, fireworks in the background. Pew, 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 pew. Carrie G. Are you there? Because you just won a very special print from DKNG that HebaH's brought in personally. It's right in her back pocket.
Right here.
There we go. But thank you so much, everybody, for entering. That's all you have to do. We have giveaways, of course, for every segment. And don't forget, if you don't want to leave your chance of winning something up to chance, you can actually get involved in the challenge, and that will go down in an hour. We'll review those challenge submissions. First of all, by the way, if you submit on the first day in like the first segment, that's honestly when you have the least competition.
Oh,
because you have the shortest amount of time to get something done. So I think your odds are very good in this first segment for the challenge. So check out that challenge tab.
So what do they win?
They're gonna win 1 year of Creative Cloud.
Oh
Thank you
my
for mentioning that.
God,
and
that's
a bunch
awesome.
of glory and praise from us.
Yes, absolutely. I can't wait to see what
And
everybody comes up with.
this is where we put you on the spot because you need to help us pick the winner.
Oh.
Typically. You know, I mean, I'll be the bad guy that says no to the others. You, as our guest, says yes.
I guess I have to use all these design terms that I learned in school.
Yeah, just ramble them off out of context, just one after another.
Okay.
So, well, cool.
Sounds great. All right, let's get started. So, the first thing we like to do, what I like to do actually, is I like to design in the smallest screen. I know some people don't like to do that. They like to design in the most recent screen, but I like to solve problems on the smallest screen and then try to, make my way up. But for today, I'm actually going to be designing on the 7 Plus because that's the phone that I have on me. And eventually we're gonna prototype this app, and it needs to look good on my phone, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. So we've identified the 4 features, the 4 tabs, the 4 sections that we're gonna use. I like to do really quick wireframing. We're gonna have a menu section right here. Goodness. We're going to repeat grid. We're going to need 4 of them. And this is so cool. The fact that you can just do this is awesome. And I know, there's another really cool feature is the fact that you can have like a folder full of images and then just like placing them and then it'll populate in the repeat grid, correct?
Yeah, isn't that nice?
That's so cool. Again, efficiency is super important. As you guys can see, I'm gonna be like super slow doing this because I'm like thinking and trying to talk all at the same time. Did you have something to say?
No.
Yeah.
No. It's just you're not used to it. Like,
yeah.
And by the way, you have a ton of people watching you. Your every move.
Oh my God.
Good
yes.
luck. Go. Entertain us. No, I'm joking.
It's so funny because when I was telling my friends, that I'm doing this, I was like, make sure to tune in and watch me forget all of my shortcuts and forget all of design principles and everything.
And everything is like, is that in English? I don't understand. Is this real language?
Yeah.
I don't understand anything now. But welcome, Brian White. Good to have you. He says, hey, HebaH.
Hey.
Good to have you here. Pedro, Ines.
This is going to
Still curious if anybody's from Jordan out there. Anybody
that would be cool.
watching from Jordan, or maybe you're Palestinian, let us know, right?
Yes. So Palestine is actually where my family is from. That's our heritage. So what I'm building right now, whoops.
Hello from the Philippines. That's Louis is away. Awesome. I mean, wow, I have no idea what time it is there. Maybe in the evening. Ooh, we got that.
Yes,
Sweet.
perfect. All right.
Holland's here. Hello, Timouche. I'm sorry for not pronouncing these names.
So
Fabio from Brazil.
what I'm doing right now is basically I'm working on the structure of the friends page. So what I would like to have on this friends page or like the home page is the recent battles that are that are currently happening, the live battles. One of the things that my son and I kind of discuss, and one of the things that he really loves to do is watch other people play. Have you seen a child on YouTube watching YouTube for hours just watching other people play? It's insane. Like, he is so into the zone. What's the name of that game? It's like a shooting game, but they drop you off into like an island. Can you guys let me know what that game is? It's like a shooting game.
A shooting game where they drop you off into an island.
Yeah, you start off.
It could be a number.
Fortnite. Oh my God. He is obsessed with Fortnite. This game is driving me crazy. And then when you die, you get to actually see the person who killed you. You get to see from their point of view. So he's completely obsessed, right? He's trying to learn strategies from them. So that's something that we wanted to add to this, is like the ability to watch other people, battle.
Yeah. Isn't that funny? Who would ever think that that's a thing? Like, I mean, that's kind of like how Twitch's whole platform's built upon just watching other people play. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. They're Gus, I mean, that's kind of the whole.
And I'm like
fascinating.
I'm like so cool that I know what that actually means.
For me, I like watching designers design because I realize how less of a weirdo I am.
Ha.
You think you're kind of a hack, and then you realize everybody does that same hack.
Yeah, totally.
So my thing is more like watching designers, because just like you're doing now. So thank you for joining us and keeping us on. Share with your friends. Hit the like, share, heart, thumbs up button. All the buttons there, except for the one with the X, which will close your browser.
So right now what I'm doing is I'm just structuring, right?
Yeah.
So I'm typing in what everything is gonna be on here. I'm not actually putting in any kind of content. This is where the message is gonna live. And our content people, they love this because, sending them basically a wireframe and it's like, figure it out. It's more like, oh no, this is where you're trying to promote this, or you need to talk about that. And it gives them an idea of what they need to put in that section, which is kind of cool.
Can you zoom in on that a little bit?
Yeah.
Where you're working? Sorry, bring this.
Oh, sorry. Awesome. And then, oh my God. This is another thing that I love about this.
Go ahead.
I'm just driving you crazy. But the fact that when I zoom in and zoom out, the processing is insane. Like, it doesn't take any time for the screen to load, which is kind of cool. It's very seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you guys worked on that. So this is going to showcase basically somebody who already has cards that they want to trade. So they just marked them as trade and they published it. Thank you. They published it and they want other people to know about it. And the next one is going to be maybe two people are battling. So, you know, we have the person's name, handle, and instead of time, let's do something like, you know, basically what they, you know, how many friends do they have? Another thing that I'm not really good at is basically spelling. So forgive me.
It's okay.
If my spelling is not the
words
best.
are just design elements, really.
Yeah, so we're gonna showcase, you know, how many friends they have, how many battles they've won, or battles they've been in. Another thing that we can talk about is maybe, I have notes, just a second. What level they are. So this is another thing that I had to learn the hard way, is apparently, you know, if you're trading cards, then you're going through levels depending on how many Pokemons you have, right? And how many battles you've won, you're going through different levels. So if you're seeing somebody's name and, you know, those are things that you want to know about this battle that's happening right now, so that you can click to watch. Now, another thing that you know, Fortnite taught me is the fact that you want to watch from somebody's perspective. So since these are two people that are playing and they're using their phone like their camera, which point of view you want to watch it from. So, and if you're watching from somebody's point of view, then it'd be really cool to see what cards they have hidden, you know, because they're hiding them, right? You're going to be holding your cards.
This is the tricky thing about that, because if I'm playing against you, I would also have another browser opened that's also watching your cards.
Oh, look at that.
Sneaky.
Oh my God. I guess that's a problem we need to
and that's something
solve
we'll
for,
figure
right?
out. Yeah.
Super cool. So now that we kind of figured out, you know, a rough idea of what this page is going to look like, what are some of the things that we need to have in search? And if you guys remember the notes that I had up, basically we definitely need a search bar. So that would be nice, right? So we put that up here. We're going to actually type
Hello,
something.
Joel from Ontario, Canada. Oh yeah, looks like Jonathan also caught that. That can help cheating.
Oh, I love that. But that's so cool that you guys, you know, I didn't
Do you
think
have
of
battles twice in there somewhere? You do. I mean, that's two different players. I think they're
Yes.
just talking about that bottom part.
Yes, and then what I need to
Think
do...
of those as two different people.
Yes. And right here, what we need to do is you're going to be able to search a few things. You're going to be able to search basically your friends. So you're going to be finding your friends. You're going to find friends and you're going to look for Pokemon. So you're going to search the Pokédex. You're going to search for, looking at my notes,
Do you want me to try it?
cards for trade. And then finally, you're going to search for games.
So this is interesting. So what I see a lot of people do, because you have like sort of 4 things in a row, I see some people that just will do one text field and then hit repeat grid because they want to duplicate it 4 times, and then they'll like break it apart.
Oh.
So they use repeat grid as a way to just like duplicate, which is kind of an interesting.
Wait, so how do you break it apart?
Yeah,
I need to learn that. So let's do that. Okay, so
boom,
friends, repeat grid.
Boom. Brrr,
4 of them.
and
And
then with
space
it
it.
selected, and then go back where it said,
Let's do 40.
yeah,
And then what?
right in the upper right.
Oh, ungroup. That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so simple,
Break
but
it apart. It's yeah.
it's so
It's
simple.
interesting.
It's super simple. Yeah. So we have, okay, cool.
And then that way you know that all the spacing's correct for all of those. So
Yeah. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And then that's another thing that I haven't talked about, but you know, we're live.
Yeah.
Nerves and jitters
Yeah.
and all of the good things. But basically, I like to another feature that you guys have that I think is so cool is the grid.
Oh, okay.
Choosing,
Yeah.
you know, what grid you want to work on. And I like working on a grid system. Basically, if you do command, what is that called? Apostrophe? No, what is the thing?
Yeah, that would be apostrophe. Yep.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So command apostrophe, and then it shows you the grid. But if you need to, you know, set up your grid, then you can go to.
Yeah, you can just actually. So this is tricky. So the properties panel is contextual. Boom.
Okay.
So right over there, go to grid. See in your properties panel. Or it says grid, and then you change that to from.
yes.
You could check that box, but that's where you go from square.
And then look, so cool. And
Yeah.
you can choose, you know, what grid you want
Whatever
to
you
work
want. And another thing is the drop down of layout, because people ask for a layout grid. So you could do a 3-column or 4-column layout. You switch to layout, and that gives you the layout.
Definitely.
As well.
So when I'm doing responsive, if I'm doing a responsive app, I like to use a layout grid. And if I'm doing app, I like to use the square grid. Because I like to kind of, you know, align everything when we start pixel pushing, this is the reason why I didn't want to showcase it right now, because then I'll start moving pixels. It's going to drive me crazy. But for right now at this phase, all we need is a blank screen. We're just wireframing. We're putting the information on the paper, and then we're going to build off of that. So we have different tabs. We need to figure out a way to identify a tab. So let's just say this is the Friends tab. We're gonna fill it. And that's basically where we're at. So if you have a Friends tab, what are the things that you're gonna be looking for? You're gonna be looking for your friends, right? So,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm looking at the screenshot.
Smiles.
And basically you wanna see the person's picture. You want a picture, then what you wanna do is you wanna have their name, their handle, and maybe the information that we had in the battle. So that would be cool. And then instead of watch, what we want to do is we want to have add as friend, you know, to send a friend request. Maybe we can do like a plus sign or something. Let's do that. So it would be an ellipse, and then we can do a plus sign right now until we figure it out. All right, I'm gonna demonstrate the text size tool. Look how cool. That's awesome. Obviously, if you're actually using, if you're going to be building this, you're gonna use the icon, not the text version of the plus sign. But for right now, this is just a prototype. So now we're gonna group everything together, and then we're gonna use repeat grid. And basically, we're just gonna take it down.
Boom.
And
Hopefully everybody's aware of a repeat grid. I don't want to assume everybody knows everything.
yeah.
So of course you just did repeat grid, which is awesome. We'll probably be using that a lot, which is usually we'll get a comment like, what did you, what, wow.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things, if you teach one person this, but like, I'm going to save your life with this one little move, you know, so that's kind of what this does.
Not just life, but time. Like, who got time for that? I mean, you know, I'm a mom and a working mom. Time is very precious. So it's important for me to be able to work on a project and get it done and out as soon as possible. So we just used repeat grid. Now this page is already done. How long did that take?
Boom. Not long at all. Now what are we going to do the rest of our time?
I know, right?
We're just going to sit here.
We're just going to sit here.
Like this, like, so.
You know
Is the
what?
World Cup
We
something?
should battle.
Something about when you want to play some
Where did
Pokemon.
the cards go? Yay!
Repeat grid. Thank you, Samantha. Repeat grid, question mark, like you just did.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So let me show you. So I know Samantha actually.
Okay.
So Samantha, just to kind of re-demonstrate, basically what you do is you grab the group, you make sure that it's grouped together, and then there's a button right here, right now, that says repeat grid. You click on it, and then you have a green highlight. And what you do is you click on this toggle, and then it just repeats it as many times as you want. And what I did is I moved it all the way to the back, so Shift Command and then back bracket, and then that moved it behind the menu.
And it looks like you're using the updated version of XD.
I am using the updated version.
Did that come through last night? Like, when did you just update it this morning?
This morning.
Okay, good. No,
Yeah.
perfect.
Michael updated it for me, but you know, it got launched yesterday, right?
Yeah, it should have been last night.
And then this is what's so mind-blowing is the fact that you can actually change the padding for every single one of these really quick instead of having to go in there. Like I told you, I'm like pixel perfect, like fanatic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can, so obviously you can change the data for each one.
So if I want to override like this name and say HebaH, there you go. But then if I grab this and then move it to the side, look, they all did.
It moves all of them.
So it kind of acts like a symbol, right?
Yeah. It's like the style is going to be tied to a class, if you will, but the content can be different per each one. And then you can go further, and like we said, you can always do an ungroup if you hit that like wall of wanting it even more custom.
Yes, definitely. Which is super, super time efficiency is huge. And I know that, you know, when you're wireframing, you're trying to wireframe as quickly as possible. Because a lot of times, you know, if you guys know of the 5-day design concept, like design sprints, you're doing wireframes in 1 day, and you want to get that done and out so that you can actually test it. And if we can, you know, if we can focus on like one feature and then move forward with that, test it out, get rid of all the problems, and then focus on the solutions, and moving forward, it would be better for us. So this is a great way of doing that. So now we're just gonna repeat this artboard. If you guys don't know how to do that shortcut, is Shift, Command, and then drag. My husband was mind blown when I showed him that. I know it's the simplest thing, but it's like...
For which thing?
Basically, if you like click Shift, Command, and then, you know,
Oh yeah.
and then click on the name of the artboard and just move it.
And you could even do
copies the whole thing.
And you could do just a Command D, and it will duplicate it right next to it, and it should keep that same spacing.
Oh, let's check that out. Command D. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Oh, I guess it didn't keep the spacing just right. But
It's okay.
So basically, think of artboards just like any other element that you create, which is nice.
Yeah.
And did you see? So Hector does mention. Was there a pop-up that mentioned fixed elements on your desktop? Maybe not, but either way. So fixed elements is the thing that was launched just last night. Maybe this morning. You can always just relaunch Creative Cloud if you don't see it pop up in your app list.
Fixed elements is like the best thing ever. I'm so glad you guys, got that done and out the door, because it's going to be super helpful. When we start prototyping, we're going to showcase its capabilities.
Yeah.
Anyways,
click. Do you mind clicking? Just getting rid of that. There
yes.
we go. Cool. So we'll show that too. I mean, honestly, this is a perfect case for that fixed element.
Yes.
Because eventually you're going to want that list that's going to be super long.
Totally.
We want the top bar to be fixed, the bottom bar to be fixed.
So instead of, showcasing with your hands, what we can do is show them on the screen. So you click on it.
I'm like, this is here and this is down here, and you move this to here.
You're pulling
if there was only a computer in my, Yeah, exactly. Aiden, that's your older son?
Yeah.
If there was this, and then you hit the accept or denial.
Denial.
I hit that button a lot, the denial button.
Is that going to turn into a meme?
It can be.
Denial. All right, so what you do is you actually click on, whatever component it is, and what you do is you click on Fixed Position. And then if you click Live.
And actually, let's make that a little longer. So even take that bottom one, the bottom bar too.
This one.
And then fix that. And now let's make that
this
canvas. Yeah, make that long.
And do a scroll.
That's pretty long. And then select the artboard and extend that down. It should be okay. Just grab the bottom bar as if it's like any other element. There we go. Perfect.
Let's see.
So that.
So if I click play now. Oh, why is it not working?
Well, select that artboard we were just playing with. Just so it starts with that one.
Okay, let's see. And look at that. Oh, I should also select.
Oh yeah,
I gotta group.
That's why we test.
Yeah, I should group them
it's
together.
Working. Oh, do it to that one. Do it to that one.
Wait. Give
Hurry.
me a second.
Hurry.
Wait.
I'm excited.
All right, so fixed position. There you go. Obviously, it'd be fixed to the top, but for right now, this is working, you guys.
Yeah, it is. And
it's super cool.
And it is there. So you can fix the search box too.
Yes, which is smart. Look at you. Fixed position. And
then we'll have to group that. But I love, actually, this is really smart that you're doing this, because I always close out the preview window and then fix it and then relaunch the preview window.
Yeah.
You could keep that open just like you're doing.
Oh, yes.
you're keeping it open and making those changes.
Literally live.
And,
you can see it side by side. Look at that. And then you just,
Scroll
you know,
away.
going through it. And, you know, we just solved like 3 problems
Yeah.
just right now.
Great
And-
progress, Adobe XD team. Thank you. So hopefully you like that. Let us know. It's been a feature request. If you go even in XD, you can go up to the help menu, go to provide feedback, and you'll see that that was the top request on our feature requests bug list, all that good stuff right here. So again, I'll just show you where that is. So this is what we go off of to determine, like, not solely, but basically it's this provide feedback link right here. And that's where you'll see that. Let's actually see where the status of that is. So fixed elements, the top feature. We could go ahead and feature started. Joan, go ahead and just be like, hey, it's completed, it's done. And other elements are in there and feature requests. It's back on your computer now.
Cool. So now we're gonna actually build we did the friends tab. Now we need to build excuse me, as I look at my notes. The Pokédex. So Pokédex is basically just a database with all of the different Pokémons, you know, the list of them on there. We're just gonna build what that looks like. And basically what that looks like is going to be, we need an image of a Pokemon, the ability to trade it if we have it, the ability to catch it if you don't have it, and finally the ability to, there's a third one, add it to your wish list.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Which is cool.
Add to your wish list.
Yeah,
Yep.
one of the things that Aiden is always like, Mom, you know, I really want this Pokemon. Some of them are actually pretty rare. You know, I was Googling the other day. Some of them, the rare ones sell for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's a freaking card.
I know. It's a piece of paper with some ink on it.
Maybe one of them is in Aiden's collection. I don't know.
I know. Either way, you know it's folded up and in his back
Oh
pocket
my God.
somewhere, and that's the one that's worth like $1 million.
Yeah.
Alyssa Suzanne, she's one of our guests. Thank you so much
Hey, Alyssa.
for hanging out with us. She got to take off. She says you're doing great.
Aw,
And,
thank you.
I would agree, but she's just buttering you up because she might want to take some of your Poke cards from you that are
Oh.
worth lots of money.
Hey,
no, I don't
Alyssa.
know.
You know. All right, so what I like to do is I like to name my artboard. So this is gonna be this is gonna be search, and it's gonna be Pokédex. The reason I like to do that is because when we start prototyping, you're gonna know which ones to link to, right? And I like to put as much detail in that, in naming it as much as possible because, you know, it makes it just easy.
And it's easy for you. The client never sees it, so you can be
Nope.
as descriptive to you as you want to.
Yeah. So instead of naming my layers like in Photoshop, which was best practice, I just name my artboards now.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Who's gonna name layers? Are you gonna name layers in Adobe XD?
I will say that I do when I get to start creating them as symbols.
Oh yes.
So I'll group them and then I'll go to my layer and I'll name it whatever, you know, sign up. And when I make it a symbol, because I could search on those names in
Yeah.
the assets panel, and that's a new thing.
And then what's really cool is once
But other than that, no.
yeah, because oh my god, yeah, with Photoshop you have to name every single layer or else you're gonna lose your stuff. But
And even then, I'm like, I'm lazy.
oh my god,
Life's too short to name layers, as they say.
That's so
but if you're gonna hand it, that's also a quick way to make enemies if you're working with others.
Yes. Oh my
They're
god.
Like, here's my what are you doing? It's a mess.
Best practices, people. It's so important. Again, it helps with efficiency. Symbols, he mentioned symbols. That's a great tool. So, you know, you have to build something once and then you're able to edit symbols, right?
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
I feel like we sneakily add features to the assets panel because you could right click and you can locate that symbol on the canvas. Or
Oh,
in
no
the
way.
artboards. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like, and you could do the reverse. You could. There's a lot of things that you can do.
And then if you, like, I started working on this file and then deleted everything and then showcased, started all over. But right here, you guys can see my symbols. You can see my styles. You can see my colors. And then on the bottom, so if you guys didn't notice, it's this little icon on the bottom left of the screen. That's your symbols assets are in there. So if I wanted to drag one of my symbols, this is basically what it looks like. Now, if I wanted to change one of these components' colors, it'll basically auto change all over the different, artboards that I have. So can you imagine when you're working on an app and one flow could be like 10 pages. And if you have hundreds of those and you just need to change the color, your main color in the app, you going in and changing each one of them is just a pain in the butt. So the fact that you can change it once and it'll change everywhere is like ideal.
Yeah, and that works for the symbols and even like for everything in there.
Yeah. So the color palettes, the styles, yeah.
And if you right-click on a color, do you mind just doing this? Like right-click, edit. You could apply that color as a fill or as a border or a stroke.
Oh, okay. So that was something I was looking for.
I know,
yeah.
Yeah. And I just ran across that the other day, yesterday
cool.
actually. I'm like, I needed to change the border color, not the fill.
So, okay, so you click on edit and then, wait, how do you do the border?
So if you'd have to have an element selected. So actually go into one of your, because we could see it change across the board.
Okay.
Or, just kidding.
So there.
There's the fill. Now select a different color like the, that's a good one. Apply as border.
Oh.
And then it's not that thick, but you can see it in the
So I'm
right
just gonna make
properties
this pretty
panel.
obnoxious real quick.
Yeah.
We have Christmas. There you go.
Christmas. I actually like that gradient. Where'd you get those? Those gradients are nice.
So we will get to that tomorrow. So stay
gradients.
tuned so you guys see how I actually pick my colors. And that's what we will be talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, that's good. So you're not, Jamie's a little late. You could always rewind and watch the video from the, but thank you for joining us live. So you can't flip an object. That's the second time we've gotten this request today. Like being able to flip or mirror an object.
Okay.
Vertically, horizontally would be kind of cool.
It would be totally cool. And then speaking of, because I actually was looking for that, you know that there are like 4 different variations or 3 different variations for, flipping. So whenever I'm looking for that tool, because it's something that I use all the time, I go to help and then I type in flip and then it's like, it's not flip. Is it mirror?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it reflect?
There's like 3 different terms. That's a good point. And trust me, the teams, when they implement this, they're going to go through all of that research just to see what's available.
What's the most?
Quite frankly, it should just be, right under the align over there on the side of the properties panel.
No, for sure. So the flip tool is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. And is that something you guys are working on?
Yeah, it looks like Joshua posted a link to the user voice. So I'd want to check that to see how many votes it has.
Oh, cool.
And just to see the status. Like literally that's what I use to check on things, but
y'all go jam that button. We want that. We want that feature
button.
for sure. Yeah, so that's another thing, and that I like is that help button. One of the things that we were talking about, like artificial intelligence and easy ways to incorporate help. So if I wanted to look for something that I cannot find on the screen, let's just say rectangle. Record preview, whatever. It literally you hover on it and then it shows you where it's at in your upper menu. That's something that I appreciate as a user, is the fact that I don't have to go through every single menu and actually look for the thing that I need.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can type it into help is awesome.
Matthew, it's a good call. So we do have a Friday stream, excuse me, with Talon Wadsworth, who's on the XD design team, and he's the one that knows the status of everything. So I always try to get him to like tell things that say things he shouldn't probably, but like, come on, Talon, like he's cool.
Yeah.
Like just like let us know that you're working on it.
That's
But
really
that's
awesome.
great place to ask that. And by the way, if you are just joining us, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Yes,
Here
for sure.
with one and only HebaH for the next 3 days. This is day 1. Then we also have Katie and Sarah up all day long. I don't know if we want to review that.
I should be working. Whoops.
You continue to work.
Yes.
We'll just review that schedule really fast, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure.
The schedule for today. Again, the very first session of the first day here on Adobe Live with HebaH and myself till 11 a.m. Katie will be up next. Again, we're working on a Pokémon app. Katie Wyman's going to have a different subject matter. And Sarah Raj has some surprises as well. From 1 to 3. So hang out with us all day. We're going to be giving giving away some random items, and then we also have daily challenges. So let me kind of mention that today as well, just the daily challenges or submissions, just a way to get you involved. Today is we're creating a web experience, basically one screen on the World Cup. You can check the challenge tab for that. Day 2 is going to be something else around a mobile experience. Day 3 is all about taking your work, rolling that into a portfolio for portfolio reviews. So if you are just joining us, that's what's happening now. All right.
So
take it away, Heba.
Yeah, for sure. So right now what we're working on is basically we're building the Pokédex. So what I would like to see here is an image of the Pokemon. Let's just make this a little bit darker so it actually looks like a placeholder. I want to have the Pokemon name, its type, and its level. So is it a basic? Is it evolved? Is it not? And then I'm going to have the 3 different actions here. This is just a wireframe. It's not what it's going to look like. But basically, you know, can I trade it? Do I add it to my wish list? Or is it, what's the last one, Heba? Trade, add to wish list, or I can grab it. So this is another way, if you're dealing with stakeholders, it's a good way to kind of talk about money and how we can monetize this app. Yes, you were dealing, you know, with kids, so they have to get like approval from their parents. So I'm trying to build this where money is not involved, but in the future, if you want to kind of get them like sold on this opportunity or on this product, then, you know, talking about how we can monetize this product would be definitely helpful. And what we can do is eventually what you can do is like sell those cards instead of just buying them like from Walmart or Target or whatever. Again, we're going to group all these together, and we're going to use repeat grid tool. All right, here's another thing that's super cool about the grid tool. You can repeat grid. This is horizontally, and then you can repeat grid vertically. How awesome is that?
Don't you make sounds like a...
Exactly. There you go. 20 pixels. You know, let's move this around a little bit. I'm just gonna show it that so we can show the capabilities that it actually scrolls, blah, blah, blah. Right? We're gonna move this all the way to the back. There you go. Second screen. Done. Copy and paste. Now what we're gonna work on is basically your trade list.
Oh, by the way.
What?
I was just gonna say, like, if that top bar was a symbol, you could actually still change the text even though it's a symbol.
Oh.
So you can change the same way a repeat grid, how you can change the text. The same thing works for symbols, which is nice.
So eventually, what we'll do is we'll create this into a symbol. I think I have it in here somewhere. Yep, there you go.
And
I actually built it, so I can just replace it. Wait, so you said something about like you can right click it and you can find it. So if I can right click here, you said?
Yeah.
Highlight on canvas? That is awesome.
And then right click on...
Okay, 1 second. Let me just put it. Let me grab it. Oh, why am I'm so silly. Okay.
Pratik, welcome, my friend. Where are you from? Always curious. We have Heba here from San Diego, previously to San Diego.
Yes.
New York City, right?
Yes. New York,
and that's where
Orlando.
And then you were in Orlando.
I'm from all over. Jordan, Palestine, multicultural. So basically, okay, so you right click, highlight on canvas, look at that.
And now right click on that element and then...
What are you trying to show me? Reveal symbol in assets?
Yes, but it's already highlighted.
Yeah, let's do it again.
You could right click and reveal it in your assets panel.
Look at that. So cool. So let's edit it because we need a an active state. So we want to edit the symbol. Do you just double click?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Let's add a rectangle. And right now we're in the trade section.
And what you could do...
Talk to me.
Since you're trying to just highlight the trade section, maybe that's not part of the symbol. I don't know if it is or not.
So that's okay. So that's a good thing. So that's something that while I was working on this, I was trying to like figure out, because what I was trying to do is, you know, eventually in my menu, I'm gonna have a symbol that's gonna have, you know, the home highlighted, the search highlighted. Do I need to have 4 different symbols for those, or can I have one symbol and then like have an override?
Yeah.
Maybe that's something in the future.
Yeah. No, you can. It's not an override. It would be kind of like break apart. It just depends on how you want to highlight it. If you just want to highlight it with this bar underneath, I would just make that as an element on top of the symbol.
Cool.
And not part of it at all.
Okay. See, that's awesome. Sounds great. So
But I like
let's grab that. So Command X. We're just gonna put it on top. There you go. So now the way you know what's in the symbol and what's not in the symbol is the symbol has a green highlight around it, and then the one that's not part of the symbol or just regular object has a blue highlight around it. Cool. So for the cards up for trade, basically it's gonna look very similar. You have the list of cards, or what you can do is, you know, we can maybe have the list of cards, but maybe like the people. So it sounds like this is very similar pattern here. So let's grab this pattern. Again, what we're gonna start to build here is our pattern library, you know, and then what it's going to be, it's gonna start becoming, you know, helpful in the future when we're building different assets, because how do we make this application consistent all the way throughout? You wanna build the different components and then reuse them as much as possible. Now, and basically, the buttons should all look the same, the links should all look the same. Anything that does, any component that does something similar to another one or the same as another one should look the same and behave the same. So keep that in mind as you're building your prototypes or your different apps. All right. No. Okay, what's going on?
Oh, nothing. I was just saying Aaron submitted, will finally be able to submit a challenge in the first stream, so that's awesome.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, so quite frankly, that's what the clock is right beneath us, by the way.
I
right
know.
there. Boop. Challenge submission deadline, you have 17 minutes. Awesome, your odds are very good. So thank you for doing that. Check out the challenge tab. Win 1 year Creative Cloud.
Cool. So really quickly for the live game tab, oops, let's duplicate. And we're going to build live games. That's another pattern that we built. Basically, it is, whoops, the 2 people that are going to challenge each other. Copy. And paste. Oh no.
Mark Rison's in the house. Hello,
Yay.
Mark. Good to have you here, my friends. I miss Mark. Mark's been a host for us.
Yeah?
He's just a good guy.
Nice. All right. Maybe you guys should list how many hosts you guys know of. Who's your favorite host?
That's
Paul.
not pandering. You're pandering. That's how you win contests. You say whatever host is hosting,
Yes,
that's how you
totally.
win contests. That's how you win the free giveaway. No, I'm just joking. Mark's the man.
That's awesome. All right, so right now what we're doing is basically showcasing that these two people are, what's really cool as well that I like that's different from Illustrator is the fact that you can select 2 objects and then align them, you know, vertically and horizontally, center align them without having to click on that extra, you know, button, you know, align to artboard, align to object.
I never really need to use that.
Not anymore, not in Adobe XD, which is kind of cool.
fun, huh?
Yeah. So, believe it or not, I started UX designing in Photoshop. Then I went to Illustrator, and then building vectors in Illustrator slows down your whole machine.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, Illustrator is super powerful.
Yeah.
Because you can do so much. And by the way, like XD might not necessarily like replace it. We can talk about,
No.
you know, the interoperability of the 2.
Has a different purpose, right?
Yeah.
So,
and you know, it's like right here. You can't do a dashed line if you wanted a dashed line.
No.
I bet you, I know that's in Userverse. I don't know where it's at.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, XD is never going to be Illustrator.
Yes, for
which
sure.
you can, there's math operations in there. So if you only wanted that to go a third of the way, you can do it.
Let's do that.
Divided by 2.
So width, divide by 2. Look at that.
There you go.
That's awesome.
200. So that's brand new. Boom. Somebody mentioned that it might not have been updating. Like, make sure you restart your computer. I actually had to restart to make sure that shows up. So Adobe XD latest update. That's one of them.
Cool. And then what you want to do is we're going to repeat pattern again. So we're going to group this and then repeat grid. And then these are the different games that are actually happening right now.
So again, math operations. I think I was with Peter Del Tondo, and he was like, I really need those math operations.
Yes.
Like, it's interesting to see some people work. Like, some people like to work on the keyboard totally. Other people
Use the mouse.
What about you? What are you at?
I use the mouse. I like that better.
I do too.
I have carpal. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the mouse is pretty good.
Carpal, is that a Pokemon?
Oh. Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
His carpal? Probably.
Yes.
He's got like gnarly fingers. I'm carpal.
Yes, definitely. And he's a designer.
He's a designer that like should
His superpower are colors.
be just blinding colors.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
But yes, I actually like to use the mouse. My friends who have the newest, Apple that has the big.
Yeah. I got
the one that you have right there. Basically, they like to use it. They use the key. What is it called? Goodness.
Touchpad?
Touchpad. Thank you. And I have a really cool setup. I have 2 screens, 2 monitors, and then my laptop.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know.
fancy.
I'm like prototyping and designing all at the same time.
But
That's
really,
why-
one just holds Spotify.
Oh yeah.
I'll do that. Like, Spotify's right here.
Spotify
Yeah.
and email, Slack, maybe on the laptop. But yes, for sure. And then basically what I like to do, and this is what I really love about, XD, is the fact that you can open up your preview on one screen and design on another screen, right? So you
And just
are...
keep it up.
Keep it up.
And as we get into it, like, you could actually have your phone connected, and you'll just watch your phone refresh with the prototype that you're working on.
Yes.
Which is really cool.
Which is awesome.
Maybe we'll do that like day 3 or something.
Day 3 is
To
going
answer
to be
your
all about
question,
prototyping.
you can have a repeat grid inside of a repeat grid.
No.
So the answer is yes, you can.
Oh, cool. See,
I don't know.
All these little nuggets.
Yeah.
Finally, so we did live game. Look at that. We just finished the first feature. Basically,
Wow, freaking look at this.
we built 2
I feel like
actually
so
2
lazy
features.
now. Look at how much work you've done.
2 features. Basically, it did not take that long. We worked on the home tab, the search tab, and then what we can do. I don't know if we're gonna have time. Oh no, we do. We have a lot of time. So we're gonna work on. I'm gonna skip the play feature because that's the most complicated out of all of them, and work on the profile tab. So the next tab is going to be our profile, and in the profile, the things that we need to know is the person's, the person's name. The person's picture. So we're just gonna do a rectangle. You're gonna have your picture nice and wide. Your name basically. And you know what I noticed?
I love how you're doing this. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I love that you're not getting into design just yet.
No.
You're doing well.
Thank you.
You got to fight that temptation to like design it.
Yes.
Because you want to pick something other than gray and drop an image of somebody in there, but that's not time yet.
Yeah,
huh?
no, we're not ready for that. Right now, we're just solving problems as much as possible. So we have an image, we have your name, we're gonna have your stats. So, we're gonna come in here. It's, how many friends do you have? Let's make this small. Let's just go back to 12, right? And I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh, another thing, Command 1 basically focuses on your main screen. So
Ooh, I got another shortcut that I
What?
love.
which one?
Is Command 3.
Command 3. Yes.
Command 3, but select name.
Oh, okay.
Select anything, Command 3
Oh my God.
will center the object within your
Yes.
viewable area. Like,
That's
why
awesome.
don't other apps, I want all the
I
apps
don't
to do
know.
this.
So wait, Command 1 shows you the screen that you're on, and then Command 2. Wait, which one is the one that shows you the whole picture?
Command 0 will
Oh,
show
there you go.
everything.
Look how cool. And I'm
then-
all about shortcuts. All about it. Yes.
Command 1 makes it 100%.
Okay, and then
Command
Command-
2, but Command 3, just if you're working on something really small, just like, shoo.
Yes, definitely. Especially if you're building like, you know, icons,
Yeah.
you know, and you want to zoom in on that grid and make sure that everything is like on point. All right, so right here, we want to list out how many friends you have. So let's just say you have, I don't know, 500 friends, amazing people, right? Then we're gonna repeat grid, so group this, repeat grid. We wanna also talk about how many cards you have, how many cards you wanna trade, and what is your rank, right? This is side. So look how cool, you double click on it, it turns blue, and then you can change it. So this is going to say, you know, cards is going to say for trade, the cards you wanna trade. So we have, let's just say 120 cards. I don't know, like 8 cards you want to trade. And then this is your level or your rank or whatever it is. And I think there's like 30 levels. Can you guys tell me how many levels there are in the card game? That would be awesome. I think the highest level you can do is 30, but I'm not pretty sure. And we're almost there. Let's do 28. We're almost there. And since we are looking at this is gonna be our profile, we don't need a search bar. What we do need is definitely a settings toggle. So let's add a settings toggle. And then we definitely will eventually need a back button. So have those there. Another thing that we need is like the different cards that we have. So let's go grab another pattern that we've established, copy and paste it on the bottom. We don't want to lose our menu, so let's just grab it from our symbols library. Oh, look at that. Oops, let's edit it real quick. Where did my background go?
You might need to double click inside of it and then add a square.
Cool. So let's do that.
Thank you so much. Dear is totally new to XD and is loving it. So good to hear that. We also have these daily challenges if you're new to XD, just to give you something to do and a chance to win Creative Cloud. And again, that's what I was looking at on your screen. I wasn't like looking at my email. I was reviewing all the designs that everybody's sending through.
Basically slacking on the job.
Yeah, slacking. And
What
I was
are you
like,
doing?
we got Chris's in, Aaron's in, Armando's, all Olivier's.
No, what happened? What is this? Okay, there you go. So there you go. Basically, we have our picture, our name or our handle. We have our stats. We have basically, you know, the Pokemons that we're looking to trade or the list of Pokemons that we have. This is our view. So this is profile, personal. This is your personal profile. We also want to figure out what's the differentiating factor for you looking at somebody else's profile. So let's just say someone else or friend, right? So would we need a settings toggle?
For your friends?
Yeah. If you're looking at your friend's profile, are we gonna need a settings?
I don't think so.
Are we gonna need a back button? Probably. Yeah. We wanna look at their cards, right?
Yeah, if we could.
Yeah,
you know it all the time.
Yeah,
I don't see your cards.
You know, it would be also really cool. It would be really cool to see who they battled lately, and if we do like, you know, if they recorded it, then we can watch it. So that would be nice too, right? So let's grab another of our patterns from here. I'm gonna build this into another pattern. So I'm gonna do copy, let's do paste, and then group, and then create it into its own symbol. And then basically this is the recent battle. So this is the person that they recently battled, and then you can click on watch and you can watch it, right? This is a list of Pokemon cards. We've already established that you can't see all their Pokemon cards, just the cards that they want to trade, because you don't want them to know what's in your deck, right?
Yeah.
You want that to be a surprise. What's another thing that we want on here?
Ooh, Billa mentioned something. If you can watch their previous matches, you'd know which cards they have.
I know.
That's good, but I think that's like, is it like a pro tip? Like, I don't know. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I like you being smart enough to figure out, I'm going to watch all your previous battles, kind of get an idea. You won't know all of them, but have an idea at least.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why Aiden likes to watch that video game. Shit, I always forget the name of it.
What is it?
Oh my goodness.
Underwatch?
What? Fortnite. Ah.
I'm just messing with you guys.
Yeah, so basically that's why he loves to, like, somebody will shoot him and die. These days that sounds horrible, but anyways, not in real life. And then basically what happens is he will sit there and watch. He will watch the person that, won, basically, all the way until the end. So you keep watching until the last person standing. So you get to see their strategy. For an 8-year-old, like, that's pretty, not to brag about my kid, but yeah. So, so those are the different things that you have to think about when you're building an app, especially if you're doing like a social media app. If you start comparing like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, see what's in common. If you notice, for example, we started off doing stories, and then stories turned into live, but then live only lasts for 24 hours. So maybe that is another way of solving that, is you can watch the battle for the next 24 hours and then it disappears, right?
Yeah, that's interesting.
And then what they did was the evolution of it. Now it's 24 hours, but if you can save a story to your profile, then you can pick and choose.
I would like that.
You know what I
all
mean?
my wins.
Yes, totally.
Or my losses. Maybe do a little rope-a-dope. Maybe it's like, oh, I've lost so many times.
Building all these strategies. Yes, for sure. So another thing that we need to look at, if you're looking at your own profile, you're not gonna request friend yourself, right? No. So we need to figure out a way to.
That'd be funny though. If you requested to friend yourself and you rejected it.
Can you?
This is my life. I won't even be my own friend. What's happening?
Oh my God. Yes, totally. So we need to add a button on here. Whatever.
DeMaio mentions uppers and lowercase. I've heard that a couple times as well, being able to just click and say uppercase or lowercase. That's a feature request as well that's currently
And
not
that's
in there.
cool. That is cool. You know what I like? I would like for it to be, I would like it to stay lowercase, but then toggle between, like, non-destructively change it. You know what I mean?
I know.
That
That's
would
how
be cool.
it needs to be. Yeah, I agree. And we also mentioned, I said, hey, it doesn't do dotted lines. But then I was thinking, repeat grid,
Yes.
circle, and there's your dashed line.
Yes.
You use repeat grid to make your dashed line.
That's like a hack.
That's a
right
little
there.
hack.
That's a pro tip.
Yeah.
So 2 minutes. Okay, before we get to working on the challenge, the next thing that we want to do is when you're on somebody's profile, you want to be able to challenge them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Totally. So you want to initiate a game. So challenge. Did I spell this right? Yeah, I probably did. Whatever.
No, it just makes you endearing. You're
Yeah.
like, oh.
Oops. And then the last thing that you want to do is you want to see, you want to request to trade. So that would be like a third button that we can add on here. Or maybe it can be, you look at the Pokémons on there and then you can ask to trade from their actual.
From that card.
From the actual card,
okay.
which would be nice.
That would be cool.
Cool. So now we have the different profiles. One is your personal, and one is like for a friend that you can take a look at. And then the different views of if they are your friend, what does it look like? If they're not your friend, what does it look like? If they are on your team, what does it look like? What are some of the things that you can see and not see on that page itself? Basically, that's about it for this. So I'm really excited about seeing the challenges. And seeing what people have come up with in an hour and a half.
wow.
Like, that's insane.
I click off the screen. I thought we were ready. We just got a slew in just under the deadline.
See. There's like
Daryl, Franklin, Enrique, Christian, Timo.
Wow, that's a lot of submissions.
I know. I thought I was ready, and then we just got in typical fashion. When you do submit these, it's helpful if you put your name in the project title, in the prototype title, so I can give you a shout out. But again, this is all about the World Cup. Some sort of thing called World Cup. I don't know.
Yeah, so one thing that I forgot to mention is for each one of these Pokemon pictures, they have their own profile.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like we talked about the anatomy of a card, right? Whoops, right there. The anatomy of a card. So what's going to be on that card? We can't prototype it right now, but we will talk about it definitely either after the challenge.
Yes.
Yay. So the clock has run down to 0, you guys. Have you submitted your challenge? And if you have not, then better luck.
You should. Better
tomorrow?
luck in the next
Tomorrow?
segment. Not to worry.
Next
So
segment.
again, the clock does read 0000. Yes, bunch of O's. But essentially, for goal.
goal.
That's what it means because our deadline's up there and we have a slew of entries. And if we don't get to them and you've submitted past the deadline, that will go into the next segment, of course.
Cool.
With Katie.
Which is
So-
really nice, you know, the fact that, you know, you're not missing out just because.
And by the way, like, just so you know, you could submit, even if it's just past the deadline and you sent it through, like, you can always update that prototype link, just a little FYI. If there is a spelling, which is a good call, because, like,
Yeah.
you know, we're always misspelling things.
All the time.
We're just like, update link, and I can fix that misspelling.
Misspelling
Yeah,
usually.
I can't even say it correctly. I can't even say misspelling.
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 In board meetings, when I'm, you know, showcasing my designs, all they can focus on is the misspelling of something. I'm like, seriously?
Right?
Like, that's the most important thing right now?
You know, it's just different types of people. Like, I get it. Like, I can't watch a presentation without judging, like, the background or
Oh
the
my
fonts that
God.
they're using. So I'm like, I
Yes.
kind of get it. It could be totally misspelled, but they used really horrible, they used Comic Sans, and I'm like, I can't get past it.
Which I heard Comic Sans was an actual hack by Peter. He was showcasing how he starts every prototype using Comic Sans, so he doesn't take it seriously, kind of like how I
Oh,
was
yeah.
doing it.
That kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so that's another hack.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for entering in this challenge. It is through the challenge tab. Remember, the rules are essentially just has to be one screen. Has to be just a landing page for World Cup. Keeping it really simple this first day. Tomorrow we're going to have a different challenge. So today's your day to do the World Cup thing. Tomorrow's going to be something else. Day 3 is all about portfolio reviews. So let's dive into this, shall we?
Yes.
Oh, yes. You can see what we have here.
Am I looking at your
From
screen?
Chris Collins. Yeah, whatever's easiest for you. I can tilt it this way. Too.
Live
From
moments.
Chris Collins. Welcome to the 2018 World Cup.
How do you feel about people using lorem ipsum?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah?
How do you feel?
I feel like that's a good place to have egg hunt. Like, what is it? Not egg hunts. What is it? Like
Easter eggs?
Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah, you put
You
a
guys can tell
random
I am-
word in there like, hi, Mom, or whatever.
Yes, Easter eggs.
like-
I like,
Go Mexico.
yeah.
Or whatever.
Or like, you know, jokes, or it's a way to kind of spice up, you know, the content creators like day,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
So this is nice because, so again, you could just do one screen.
That animation
But
is pretty cool.
yeah, in fact, again, this is Chris's. Let me actually
Check out stuff. See, like that's awesome. I love that he wrote that.
check out stuff.
Yeah.
Plain English.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, two screens, but let's just kind of review that again real fast. Here we are. Nice screen.
I like the use of
menu.
imagery. The depth is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's good.
I like the Adobe stock promo. That's awesome too.
And again, only one screen is required, so not to worry there. This looks like
Yeah.
Chris went above and beyond. And by the way, like this is good. Like use stock images. We don't expect them to buy, like anybody to buy images. But right here, moving on, and this should be Aaron Fields.
Cool.
Let's double check that. Yep.
Nice.
Sweet kick, bro. Look at that.
That is a kick-ass move right there. I had Aiden in soccer practice earlier late last year, and it was exhausting taking him to
Oh yeah.
practice. Yeah, but he loved it. He took it so seriously. I love how he knows the stats for all the players. He's kind of
That is cool.
into it. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
awesome. I like this. Like we get a quick snapshot of sort of the overall status, and then we can dive into brackets.
I love that.
It's a great job. I mean, I think it gets a little muddy here. I'm not sure why this gray was used. I I would, but that's my only 2 cents. But who am I?
Yeah.
Great job, though. By the way, that is Aaron Fields.
I wish there was a little bit more hierarchy of text. See, I'm using design school lingo right there.
Hierarchy. Yeah.
But yeah, for sure.
Love taking cues from the logo and bringing, having it
Yeah,
consistent. So that's good.
That is definitely good.
Again, going above and beyond. Great job, Aaron. Next up, we have Armando's.
Real time. That's an interesting concept.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. If you don't have time to watch it, like you
Yeah.
just want to know what the update is.
Just get to the
awesome.
gist.
The typeface is awesome too.
Yeah, and fun work with the photo in the background.
Yeah, because
know?
that's Brazil and France. Look at that. That is
Mm.
pretty clever.
I like it.
I think the one thing that maybe needs some work on here is the menu bar. Probably needs some work.
Yeah, just where it says logo. Yeah.
Because everything else is all put together, it seems. Doesn't
Okay.
match this
Okay.
time. See, I'm being...
No, that's good. That's good. And you feel bad because this is a lot of work because they're only given an hour and a half.
Yeah,
there's
definitely.
no time.
That doesn't mean it's not
I actually
good.
really like the use of this font. That's great. All caps, thin, little drop shadow. You notice that, but not offset. Just like makes it pop. Same here. Like this is tight. You could tell that definitely Armando knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He just needs more time to throw the logo in there and
Yeah.
stuff.
I agree.
But meets all the requirements. Kind of moving on to, I don't know if it's Olivier, maybe? World Cup. Ooh, look at this.
Wow.
So like in context, let me just click. This might be, yeah, perfect. Look, we have a desktop and then mobile experience.
Look at that. He took inspiration from today's card theme and
yeah.
created a card set. Look at that.
I like it.
Kind of cool.
Fun with the soccer ball. Here's the
Yeah.
full screen.
Is that a thumbprint? What? Is that how you log in? On the top right?
Oh, I like that whole idea
Right?
of that being, oh, that's smart.
Right?
And maybe you could replace that with a photo of you, but that's like the default or
Yeah.
who knows what.
Or now, touch laptops are screen.
Oh.
They're touch screens. You can log into your account. Well, not this one. Not his laptop.
Well, I want it to be. That's a good point.
That's pretty clever.
Using this condensed font, that's good. Let's kind of click on. Okay, good. Awesome. Olivia, great job. Again, these contextually viewing it within sort of our desktop and phone gives us a good idea of how it will be used, thinking ahead.
We don't
Let's-
have to imagine anything.
This should be Aptins. We have 5 screens here.
Cool.
Okay, World Cup. Sign
Sign in.
in.
Oh.
You can see the current score and play a video. We can do a search. Let's actually see if we can scroll. Yep, we can scroll. Oh, by the way, you
look.
and you
Yeah.
can pin it if you want to.
Yes,
Super exciting.
Definitely.
Do a search right there. This could be an overlay of a keyboard is what you can do as well. Just a couple of features. But great job incorporating a total of 5 screens. Let me make sure we got all those.
He also used the background blur, which is another thing that I love about XD.
Yeah, the background bar right here is very good.
It's really cool.
So, yeah, this is
Photo and
great.
video, this is awesome.
Little toggle. A lot of work went into this.
Uh-huh.
So, great job. Aptin, if you're with us, congratulations.
Wait, we're looking at
yeah,
4 of them?
hopefully Armando, did I not scroll yours? Yours is back a couple. Oh, I didn't scroll his. Okay, good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Scroll. See, but this is something that we can learn from. So now
Well,
we have to
and-
showcase.
And that's kind of my fault.
Oh, there
like
you
I,
go.
I kind of didn't see that in I think if it was on a desktop, I'd
Yes.
also maybe get an indicator of a slider.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's cool.
No,
I
look,
love your
it
use
says
of typography.
He pinned it too.
Oh my god. Good job.
Killing me.
He built a whole screen. Yeah.
Great job.
Great job.
Sneak in that logo while we're reviewing the other designs.
Definitely. Yes.
Abdins is great. 5 of 5 screens. Too much. Like so much. Again, we're
look at
talking sort of a
this.
landing page was the idea around.
How are we gonna choose? How are we gonna choose, Paul?
I don't know.
Oh my God. No wonder you let your co-host choose because you don't want to make
I
that
slowly,
decision.
I just as soon
oh
as you,
my
and then
goodness.
I start to go like this.
There's
and
so
I just-
much on stake.
I just disappear.
A year of
Creative
Cloud. Oh my God.
I don't know who sent this one through. Let's just kind of check. Oh, Daryl. Okay, Daryl, great job. First screen, this looks very nice. I love that texture back there.
Yes.
You know, and this is an interesting chamfered corners, as they're called, with a little bevel, probably created in
Tunisia, England.
Photoshop.
I love it.
Oh, here we go.
Wow.
I clicked through. Let's go back. Recent matches. Clicking there.
Can you
watch a
scroll?
video.
Oh, look at that.
See the stats.
I like that this is on a dark background. It's kind of different, you know, instead of on a light background. It's interesting
I
to
think
see.
it really pops.
Because of, yeah, definitely.
That red.
Because
is
the
like-
red, yeah, so you get to focus on the team, which is the most important thing. Like, you want to know what the score is, you want to know who's playing, so that the dark background definitely allows for that.
Throw the like sort of the the country flag in there or something like that, and you're set.
I love
so
it.
great job, Daryl. We have again like 6 more, so we gotta
Oh, wow.
keep on moving.
Zoom in. Can you zoom in?
Yeah.
I swear I have my contacts
on.
in.
Oh, I see what happened.
Yeah.
So
What had happened was,
this is the design spec. So what happened here, just a little FYI. Anyways, it was, there we go. Let's click into this.
there was a home icon next to it. What did that mean?
So basically what's happening is they went into XD for their app,
Okay.
and right up here, instead of publish prototype, they publish design specs.
Oh.
So now we're going to get all this extra information that usually like a developer would get,
Cool.
which is totally fine.
Which is, oh my God. So that is amazing too. The fact that, you know, you can literally ship this so quickly to your developers and they have everything that they need without you having to spend so much time speccing out your designs. When I used to design in Photoshop before XD was invented, basically it took a whole day just speccing out, you know, different
Like,
screens. And,
marking it up
yeah,
however you do,
everything,
like
yeah.
whatever way.
Yeah, having to put in the hex colors, the, you know, paddings, or adding the different layers, you know, showcasing, grouping everything together, because you didn't have artboards, you had to put everything all in one screen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's pretty cool.
This kind of shows everything, and you'd always do an overlay just for developers still, so you can still use the screen, but this is nice, like as I select this text, I get the content, colors, styles, all that stuff. And
Really nice use of imagery and color on this one.
yeah, if I kind of roll over with that object selected, rolling over the outside, I can see that's 119 pixels from the edge, right? 79 from the top for this element.
Cool.
So this could be centered. This looks good. I think the color scheme's good. Matching the photos, so the colors weren't picked at random. This is a very cohesive screen. I feel like centering that text, but super.
It's minor.
Super great job. I know I could easily scroll this way, right, with that cut off. So those little indicators.
Yeah, I mean, in 90 minutes, this is awesome.
I know.
Yeah, for sure.
So good.
Here's another one with a dark background. Excuse me. This is cool.
Scrolling. Let's go. Let us know if you made this one. Looks like I think this from a design standpoint is awesome.
Yes.
Like this, look at that. It's good.
Again, the typography is really cool. You can read it at a glance. It passes the squint test.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And there is a second screen, so let's just figure out which one that one is. Oh, here we go.
Oh, cool. So he
Okay,
did
so a
two
mobile-
responsive.
Yeah.
Oh, I love seeing the behavior. That's awesome. You know, in the future, what would be nice to have is you scrolling and then it chooses which one to showcase to you, the desktop or the responsive version. That would be cool.
Yeah, this is good. Good layout. I love the overlay, consistent colors, easy on your eyes.
Yes.
Fantastic job. Like seriously awesome. Okay, so let's go in here. We
Ooh.
have
Different language. I love it.
Goal Japan. I love it.
Are we reading right to left or left to right? Or up to down?
I don't know, but I take it Japan's winning everything is hopefully what this says. Japan wins! Japan wins! There's 2 screens. Let's kind of click to the next one. Ooh, good job. So
nice.
There probably is
the menu.
I just clicked on the
Yeah.
Blue Samurai statistics. Scrollable. Yeah, very nice and clean. I love how this is a departure from.
And I really like to see how other people from other countries, how they solve problems. You know, like for example, I'm from Jordan, so designers have to flip everything. You know, all the concepts is from right to left. So the hot zone is flipped for Middle Eastern countries because you're reading from right to left. So the most important thing is going to be on your right, the top right side, for sure.
Yeah, this is great. Just have a little comment in there. They also use an overlay right here, so that's what this is right here. So as or it could be essentially overlay, and awesome. Diving into FIFA Challenge, let us know if this is yours. Repeat grid, that's cool. We get the idea. Lots of colors. I feel like I could scroll over there, but yeah.
Russia versus Germany all today and tomorrow and the day after.
They keep battling and battling and battling.
I can see they're coming at it.
Let us know if
Russia's winning 5-0. Look at that. That is
whose is this?
Awesome.
Come on. Well, probably not somebody from Germany that made it. FIFA World Cup again. We have looks like just this one screen.
Is good progress. I would love to see its evolution tomorrow. It would be nice to see.
Yeah,
or later today. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. So you do have a chance to like just make sure we can't recognize it because we don't want other people saying, "Oh, we just saw this design last." You know, can't be reviewing the same designs.
Yeah.
But this is cool,
and
also want to know if like you know if it's your first time using XD. But that has a good hierarchy, which is nice.
Timo says there's a second page coming.
Okay, good to hear.
Awesome.
We have Shannon Kelly's design right here.
Oh, I
yes,
love
we're gonna watch live.
Look at that.
Let's watch live. Perfect.
That graphic is pretty dope.
It's so interesting. It's like who just scored?
Yeah. All of them.
Yes. Everybody's a winner. Good job, Shannon. This should be our last one. Don't have a name associated with it. Looks like it's one page.
Cool. I like that you can search the games, which is awesome. Again, the use of color, the logo, from the logo itself, which is awesome.
This is good. I want to know that we're looking at the latest matches.
The typography is pretty interesting. It's not typical. I love that A in that typeface.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah.
Good use of the flags in there.
I think so.
Good job.
Yeah, basically.
All right, so I'm just gonna switch back to us.
Oh man, this is the hard part. This is the hard part.
So
you're gonna choose at least top 3, right?
Yeah, I'll get it narrowed down.
Help me out.
But as we switch to your screen, is that okay?
Yeah, for sure.
Just to recap what we did today.
Yeah, definitely. So basically what we worked on today is wireframing for our Pokemon card trading app. We worked on 3 tabs. The home tab, where the user can basically see the updates from their friends, what cards they're looking to trade, who's currently battling who. And it's kind of like, your news feed. The second tab actually has multiple pages, which is your search tab. And you can search for friends, you can search for Pokemons in the Pokédex, you can search for what cards are up for grab, and then finally you can search for games. So each version of these, this is, for example, the search for friends version or page, this would this would be what your Pokemons look like. And finally, the cards up for trade and the live games. Fine. And then after that, we also talked about your profile page and how we can showcase the difference between you signing into your own profile and looking at your profile page, and you looking at somebody else's profile page. What are the differences and what's important to have for each one? For example, when you're looking at your own profile, you should have a settings tab where you can change your image, you can change your name. And if you're looking at somebody else's page, maybe you can see what battles that they have that you can watch. You can also only see their cards up for trade. Did you figure it out, or
Yeah, I did.
you still want me to go on?
No, and I think you did a great job. You got a lot. Japanese. All right, so I might need to refresh the Japanese one. Whose was that?
I'm excited because that one is very interesting.
I know. I kind of gotta see. Let me know if yours was the Japanese one. Let me know your name. I was thinking it was.
Raphael is asking, do I need to resend if I was late and put in the first stream? And putting it in the first stream?
You don't need to. If you're late, we'll cover it the next session.
Christian did the Japanese one, so if you want to look it up by name, Christian Stengel.
Oh yeah,
There you
Christian.
go.
Okay, so we'll give Christian another another go. Otherwise, have it narrowed down. So basically, we have our top 5. So switching over right now, we're gonna get this narrowed down. We got a couple minutes. So this is Christian's, and again, I just didn't refresh it earlier, but we have right in here. We can scroll down. Let's make sure we have all this.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we're okay. So this
Ooh.
screen is what's been added,
Nice.
and I really like how clean everything is.
Oh, and
I
that
like this
green
chat.
is so nice.
Yeah, it's fun seeing.
Yes.
When you do something different compared to everybody's taking cues from the logo, which is fantastic. But then if you do something different, it tends to stand out. So great job. These are the top ones I have.
One,
We have this one, which is
2. Mhm.
fantastic.
Yes.
And then I was thinking this had a way
Yeah.
to slide, but this one as well was another good one. Let me exit out of this. There we go. So that's that one.
Nice.
The second screen for this one is like that.
Uh-huh.
Armando's scrolling.
Armando's,
Again, we didn't see that
nice.
content, but this is a really nice, kind of missing some things. This is just kind of like a nice layout in general, and it had a couple screens in here, which is just really nice and clean. Again, you only needed to do one screen. I think this one was like a really nice layout
Oh yeah,
too.
for sure.
Like definitely a forerunner. And then we have the Japan one from Christian.
Yes.
So which ones are you do you have them narrowed down to kind of like maybe the top 2? I really like this one, so I'm gonna pull this one out.
Okay, cool. Can you go back to the first couple just so I remember? Okay, this one is interesting. It's funny how my eye gravitates towards a dark background for some reason.
Yeah.
Go to the one next to it. Let's see.
Like
This
that.
one's nice. And
Armando's.
Armando's is nice. And then
This one had lots of
Yeah.
screens.
yeah,
Has 3.
cool. I think I really like the Japanese one, and I like the one that you've chosen. I just think the simplicity and the use of color was pretty clever and is different. You kind of thought outside of the box, which is cool. And then the focus is on the content. That negative space is allowing you to focus literally just on the videos, which is cool. I also like the fact that you can have a chat, so there's a community feature. So that's interesting. And then the one that you chose, the Fortnite runner on the right, I love that I can scan through the whole thing. It's responsive, yeah. I like that you thought through solving the problem from a desktop and a mobile section. So if I had to choose, I would choose the right one.
Oh, if you had to choose, you'd choose the right one. So the right one's our winner.
The right one's our winner. Congratulations. Woohoo, we need
I don't
like
know whose
confetti.
this is. Confetti fireworks. Pokemon cards. Oh, we do have fireworks. Look. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We don't know who won the World Cup. We do know who just got Creative Cloud.
Awesome.
a year of Creative Cloud as our winner today. So, congrats. Whose is this, by the way? Oh, it's Enrique's. Me.
Woohoo!
It's like gold. Me.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Enrique. And again, it's tough to go through those and say, and only pick one. You feel really sad, but
Yeah. I love your last name, Enrique. I'll let you guys look at it.
yeah. Oh, 9 fingers. I love it. We're actually down to our last minute now.
This went by so fast.
And you got a lot of work done.
Yes.
And you totally set it up for the next couple days. I'm excited.
I'm so excited. Tomorrow we're going to do visual design, and then we're going to work on more visual design the third day, but more prototyping. And we're going to showcase how powerful XD's prototyping tool is, especially on your desktop and on your phone, which is very important.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Give HebaH a warm thank you for joining us for our first time.
Yes.
And you had a good time?
I had an amazing time.
Yay.
This is so cool.
Well, you're super fun to work with, and I'm so glad to have you here today. So thank you so much. Everybody's saying thank you. But stick around. We still have Katie and Sarah. Just hang out with us all day. We'll be right back as we get her plugged in.
Yay.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Bye. See you guys tomorrow.